Rory McIlroy versus Charley Hoffman. Did you guys see some of this?
Yeah.
I saw none of this.
Charley Hoffman put out a, everybody's sending letters now. Like it's, we're back in the 1800s.
I don't think they should qualify as letters unless they handwrite them.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's an email.
It's an email.
He wrote an email, dude. People
saying JT sent a letter, saying Charley Hoffman is that he sent a letter, I guess. Those are emails.
You should have to go up to everyone on the range and hand them a handwritten letter.
It should be like a pen pal thing. Like,
Otherwise it's an email you send.
It should be in ink. It should be But anyway, what did Charley Hoffman say?
So he put out he sent an email that everyone's calling a letter to the tour, and he was essentially he basically said, I would never name any names, obviously, but it rhymes with Corey Fickleroy, and he didn't actually say that, but he went and he's like, I'm not going to call folks out, but people are out there saying they want to play less events on tour, yet they're playing in the Dubai Desert Classic, TGL, and like if you really whittle it all down, there was just Rory McIlroy.
Right. It's like his schedule, yeah.
It was like exactly what he does, but he was calling them out, being like
everyone's looking to play less, but you got a bunch of guys playing, and he just named every tournament that Rory McIlroy had recently played, and the restaurants he's gone to and everything,
and and the comments that he specifically has made about wanting to play less on the tour.
Could be anybody.
And then Rory had a classic, like they didn't even get the question out. It was like Kirk Minahan asked, they didn't even finish the question. And Rory was like, yeah, there were some issues with that I took, and a couple things that, Charley was forgetting to understand or say, which is that, like, the tour owns 20% of TGL. He's like, the tour also has a large ownership stake in, DP World Tour Medias or something like that. And so he was firing back, being like, this is all kind of part of tour stuff. And so he was a little chippy. When he fired back.
Passive-aggressive letters to PGA Tour.
Also, I believe the email was sent at 6:03 p.m., and Rory was walking up the 18th hole at Pebble Beach as it was sent.
This is a bit like, this is Lord of the Majors territory here, where they're just writing letters. They're not.
I think that's right.
I don't understand.
I also think it might be like at Barstool, Dave always holds the all Barstool, the send to all Barstool receipts or recipients or whatever.
Yeah,
he holds that to a very high regard, where like you can't just have anybody sending it out to the entire tour.
People are crying wolf a little bit now.
Yeah, no, I just think like
abusing
a message to the entire board of PGA Tour members needs to be held to the highest regard. Like, it needs to be big moments. Like JT, that's a big letter to everybody, being like, we need to be better. I don't think that Charley Hoffman needs to be sending that out. Like,
you don't think he should have access to that?
He shouldn't have access to just everybody.
Yeah, it's like you only get like 3 must reads a year. If
yeah,
you're a blogger
you
on
really
Barstool,
can't do that. Like, Dave used to get mad. Like, someone would be like sending a message to everyone, being like, "We've got Donkey Kong being played in the room like next to the podcast." Dave's like, "Why are you sending this out to everybody?
Can't have that.
Don't ever do that again."
Yeah,
I
agree with what you're saying, actually. Yeah, because now I think
boy cried wolf. That's what it is.
This is not the last we're going to see the emails called letters.
Because if Charley Hoffman can send it out, everyone can send one out now.
And it's making news.
It's just a message board now.
It's getting on Rory's radar.
Yes, now it's just the neighborhood Facebook group talking about things that are going on.
We can't have. Like, just play golf.
The shame about this is I love Charley Hoffman.
Me too.
Love Charley Hoffman. I think he would agree that he probably shouldn't be sending out those types of messages.
He's an impulsive guy. Remember when he was firing on social media for a little bit there?
Yeah.
Somehow I got dragged into
that. Was that about Liv?
Yeah, somehow I got dragged in. It was like Phil Mickelson, Charley Hoffman, Riggs, Saudi Arabia. I was like, whoa.
To his credit, he did say he's been on like the player advisory board for like 20 years, and he's had like major roles in like all of this decision making. So
I think he's like,
I think behind the scenes, I think like we're not giving him enough credit that he has been involved in a lot of these talks. So maybe he does deserve it.
Podcast,
no, maybe he does deserve the ability to send that out. It's just like we can't be having Ben Griffin sending out like.
Just as the thought exercise on the other side, I will argue with that. I kind of just want like Ben Griffin sending emails to everybody about anything, like, because then we get to talk about it.
Right.
Like if Ben Griffin sends an email being like, I don't like what's going on either, and it still makes news. Like Charley Hoffman is a big enough name, I think.
Yeah.
That people like when people see it, they know who it is. But yeah, if you get I don't mean to keep taking shots at our guy Ben Griffin,
who's on the show in a little bit.
Yes, he's a really nice guy.
He would agree, I think.
Really nice guy. Yeah, if these guys are sending emails, I think we could really get into like a war of letters / emails, which I would be into.
Totally.
Well, now it's just like, what's going to be the email this week, right?
This is why I can't wait.
At this point where it's like, okay, who gets to send the email this week and what are we talking about?
Also, when you
that?
publicly talk about the issues, it makes the issues like very strange to like. You take a step back and you're realizing that we're all talking about like we need to be more accessible. It's like we're all like, you guys should be doing this behind closed doors. We're all reading this.